Good afternoon, Cross Timbers. Today is Thursday, October 17th, 2013. This is Texan TV News from the campus of Tarleton State University in Stephenville, Texas, and I am Todd Coley. In today's headlines, Paralympian Emmy Kaiser to speak at Diversity Luncheon on campus Wednesday, Dublin residents can expect an increase in water bills, Mark Cuban wins lopsided victory in lawsuit by SEC, parts of North Texas shaken by minor earthquake, airline seats feel the squeeze, government shutdown over, Lao plane goes down in bad weather, the MLB playoffs continue with the Tigers and Dodgers winning at home, and South by Southwest lineup in Austin. In campus news, the Office of Diversity and Inclusion hosts U.S. wheelchair Paralympian Emmy Kaiser for the Diversity Luncheon Series. Kaiser will speak from noon to 1 p.m. on Wednesday in the Barry B. Thompson Student Center. Playing wheelchair tennis since she was 5 years old, Kaiser's career led up to her participation in the Paralympic Games in London in 2012 and the Pan American Games in Mexico in 2011. She is currently on the Women's World Team Cup and was a member of the U.S. Junior World Team Cup. Kaiser will be giving insight about her career accomplishments and plans for the future, along with how it was to grow up with disabilities, Dr. Laura Helvey Mason said. For more information about this event, contact Dr. Helvey Mason at helviemason@tarleton.edu. And around the region, the Empire Tribune is reporting that Dublin residents will be getting larger water bills soon. The City Council approved changes to the city's fee ordinance. The Council also appointed 2 new members to the Economic Development Board. City Manager Nancy Woolridge said that the Upper Leon Municipal Water District has raised the cost of water delivery for Dublin residents by 30%. And now, today's Texas, national, and international news from the Associated Press. In state news, Mark Cuban won a years-long fight yesterday with the federal government as jurors decided that the billionaire basketball team owner did not commit insider trading when he sold his shares in the search engine company Mama.com. In 2004, the case was brought against Cuban. In 2008, by the Securities and Exchange Commission. The jury in federal district court in Dallas said that the SEC failed to prove the 5 key elements of its case, including the claim that Cuban agreed to keep the certain information confidential and not trade on it. The 9-member jury deliberated about half a day before reaching the unanimous decision that ended the 3-week trial. Although the jury did agree with the government on 2 minor technical points, a no proof finding on any of them meant defeat for the SEC. Also in state news, parts of North Texas have been shaken by a minor earthquake. The U.S. Geological Survey reports that a 2.4 magnitude earthquake happened at 8:37 a.m. Central yesterday. The quake was centered just west of Ovila, about 20 miles south of Dallas. The Ellis County Sheriff's Department had no immediate reports of anyone hurt or damaged from the earthquake. Ovila is a town of about 3,500. The Texan News Service attempted to contact the Ellis County Sheriff but has received no updates at this time. The United States Geological Survey has suspended many of its operations regarding earthquake activity due to the current lapse in federal funding. In national news, airline passengers can expect a squeeze on not only their wallet, but themselves. Southwest Airlines has decided to make skinnier seats in an effort to be more efficient. We go to the AP for video.
Travelers may feel the squeeze of airline ticket prices and baggage fees, but they're also feeling the squeeze literally. The big U.S. airlines are chucking out old bulky seats in favor of new slimline seats that allow room for another row.
Try now. Yep.
It gives the carriers 2 of their favorite things, more paying passengers and a smaller fuel bill because of the lighter seats.
So there's a measure that the airlines use called cost per available seat mile, and the slimmer seats, by adding more to the aircraft, reduces that cost.
Paul Sturbins is an airline consultant.
That cost then can obviously fall to the bottom line as more profitability, or it can serve to hold the fares down against the competition.
He says how it affects the legroom you have on board may vary from airline to airline. Most of the carriers say even though they're cramming more people in, the thinner seats retain passenger space. But some passengers, like 6'5" Damian Payne, have noticed.
It's when you fly domestically and you're on the smaller flights and you get crunched in there, especially in the middle. You know, someone who's sitting next to me, as wide as I am, is getting stuck in the center of the aisle.
If size isn't a problem, you may not see a difference.
I haven't noticed the change at all, but I'm kind of a littler person.
Less padding and more passengers is something you'll have to get used to, because the change stands to save the airlines millions of dollars. John Moan, Associated Press, Dallas.
Also in national news, the government shutdown hasn't happened since 1995. However, for the last 16 days, the government did just that. While for some, the government shutdown didn't affect them, federal workers were hit hard by not receiving pay during this 16-day shutdown. Late Wednesday, a bill was passed that ended this shutdown. This compromise was right on time, being on the eve of the date the Treasury Department stated that they would not be able to borrow any more to pay the government's bills. This agreement between the Democrats and Republicans was not labeled as a win for either side. However, the agreement was well supported with a strong backing from the Democrats and 87 yes votes for the majority of the Republicans. The main reasoning for the shutdown was the Republicans' attempt to keep the 3-year-old health care reform, the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare, from being passed. The government will reopen through January 15th, Treasury will borrow money normally through February 17th, and federal workers will return to work Thursday. In international news, a plane from Laos Airline crashed in bad weather in the southeast nation, apparently killing 49 people from 11 countries. The Lao government said it was sending rescuers to the scene of Wednesday's crash, but the Australian government said it was told no survivors were expected. The Ministry of Public Work and Transport said 44 passengers and 5 crew members were on the flight from the capital, Vientiane, to Paxi in the country's south. The minister said, upon preparing to land at Paxi Airport, the aircraft ran into extreme bad weather conditions and was reportedly crashed into the Mekong River. A passenger manifest faxed by the airline listed 44 people, 17 Lao, 7 French, 5 Australians, 5 Thai, 3 Koreans, 2 Vietnamese, and 1 person each from Canada, China, Malaysia, Taiwan, and the United States. The Lao government said the airline is taking all necessary steps to coordinate and dispatch all rescue units to the accident site in the hopes of finding survivors. The Lao Transport Ministry statement said the crash is being investigated and the airline hoped to announce its findings today. And in sports, the league championships continue in the MLB as the American League saw Detroit tie the series at 2-2 against the Boston Red Sox. Manager Jim Leyland revamped his lineup and Detroit built a big lead they would hold on to this time. Doug Fister went 6 strong innings, giving up only 1 run, as the Tigers were able to hold off the Red Sox with a final score of 7-3. Detroit is coming off giving up a 5-run lead in Boston in Game 2. And in the NL, the series will return to St. Louis for the remainder of the NLCS. The Dodgers had yet to hit a home run until yesterday when their offense broke out. Adrian Gonzalez had 2 home runs and the final score was 6-4. The Cardinals have a 3-2 lead heading back to St. Louis and look to close out the series tomorrow night. In entertainment news, one of the biggest music festivals in Texas, held in March in Austin, has already released its initial lineup. South by Southwest has 183 acts from 27 different countries already signed up for the festival that is intended for networking and showcasing up-and-coming acts with only a little established talent. It also features those acts who will never appear on TV or make the charts. Last year, the crowds grew to over 25,000 to see over 2,000 acts. South by Southwest has an interactive and film festival it puts on as well. The music portion will last March 11th through March 16th. And according to the Weather Channel, we should expect a high of 71 and a low of 51 today. Texan TV News is a product of the Texan News Service. Find us on Facebook and Twitter and visit our website at texannews.net for all of your latest news, sports, lifestyle, and entertainment. I'm Todd Coley from the Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas. Have a good day.